Today I am going to be using two different palettes, and they're both from the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. I'm first going in with the Dark Magic palette, and I'm taking the shade like shh. It is just a light brown shade, and I'm going to be putting this in my crease with a big fluffy brush, and this is going to act as our transition shade today. I am then going in with the shade Potion on that same big fluffy brush, and this is from the Dark Magic palette as well, and this is just a light kind of army green color, and I'm just putting that throughout my crease exactly where I put the first brown shade. I'm then going in with the Ring the Alarm palette, and I'm taking the shade Top Secret, and it is another army green shade. It's just a little bit darker than the first shade that we used, and this is just going to start to build up the crease area. It is going to turn into more of a smoky look than I wanted to go for, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this is just going to start to build up the color in the crease area. With that same Armed and Gorgeous palette, I am going in with the shade Smooth Criminal, and it's just a very warm brown shade, and I'm putting that on the top part of my crease to blend out those green shades. I'm not putting it directly over the green, I'm just kind of putting it on the top layer to blend that out and help everything transition nicely. I'm going back in with the Dark Magic palette, and I'm taking the shade Inside Job. This shade was so much more pigmented than I was expecting it to be. It kind of caught me off guard, and that's how this look turned into the intensity that it did and the dark smokiness of it. But I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and this just has kind of a blue-green undertone. So I'm taking it on the same big fluffy brush that I've been using. I don't have many brushes, so I just like to use the same brushes that I have to work with, and I'm just putting that throughout my crease and blending the hell out of this eyeshadow because, again, it was way more pigmented and darker than I expected. But, you know, I went with it, and I am just taking that shade back and forth, blending it out and building it up until it is as intense as I want it to be. Going back in with the Armed and Gorgeous palette, I'm taking that same brown shade Smooth Criminal, the really warm brown, and I am just doing the same thing I did with this shade before, blending out the dark green area again so everything is nice and smooth and transitions nicely. I am then going back in with the shade Potion, which is from the Dark Magic palette, and this is what I'm using on my lid, and I'm just packing this layer on. I did probably about 3 or 4 layers of this shade to get it to the intensity that it is in this video, so just keep packing it on and then go back in with your blending brush and blend everything out so everything blends nicely together. I wanted to deepen out the outer V of my eye, so I'm going back in with the Dark Magic palette, and I'm using the shade Inside Job, which is the dark shade that we used throughout our crease. I'm then highlighting the inner corners of my eye with the Armed and Gorgeous palette using the shade VIP, and I'm also taking that on my brow bone to highlight my brow bone as well. So off camera, I just cleaned up my eye area underneath in case there was any fallout, and then I'm going in with my foundation. Like always, I'm using the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation in my trusty beauty blender. This combination will never fail me. If you watch my videos, you know this is the combination I always use for foundation. I'm actually thinking of switching it up soon, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see what I switch to, because it'll be very interesting. I've been using this foundation for years. And you know what? Maybe I'll go back to it. I don't know. But this is what I'm using today. I'm then taking a lot of concealer. I really wanted the under eye area to be bright because the eye area was so dark and heavy. I think this just looked really well together with the dark eye and the bright under eye / middle of the face area. Nice big highlight. I normally don't highlight the under eye, my inner parts of my face this much, but with this look I think it it just worked really well together. So just taking my concealer and blending it underneath my eye, and I'm also using the sharpen of my beauty blender to clean up and sharpen up the eyeshadow so it is a nice sharp line. And then taking that on the rest of the inner parts of my face as well to even everything out so we don't have just two white triangles underneath our eyes. Everything will look nice and balanced with this technique. I went ahead and did my brows off camera per usual, and I also set my concealer. For the under eye, I am first going in with the Armed & Gorgeous palette, and I'm taking that first light army green shade that we used, and it's the shade called Top Secret, and I'm just dragging that on a pencil brush underneath my lash line. And then I am going in with Dark Magic, the Inside Job shade, which is the dark shade that we used in the crease, on that same pencil brush to smoke out the lower lash line. I'm then just taking a black eyeshadow to line my waterline. You could use an eyeliner if you would like, but this is just the technique that I like to use to deepen up and define my eyes. I'm then going to be contouring / bronzing. You know the routine. I am using the Too Faced Coconut palette, and I am using the bronzer from there to kind of contour / bronze my cheek area. I will take it up onto my forehead, down the sides of my nose to even everything out. I really like how the look started to come together once I got my face on. I think it just pulled it together. You know, once you're kind of doing your eye area without any face makeup on, it kind of looks a little crazy at first, so I really start to get excited towards the end once I see everything start to come together. For blush, I'm using that same Too Faced Coconut palette, and I like to mix both of the blushes that are in there and just apply that with the same bronzer brush. I like to keep things pretty simple here. I don't have that many products or brushes to work with, so in my videos you will see me kind of reuse, you know, a lot of the same palettes and brushes, and yeah, that's just what I do here. I'm taking the same highlighter from that same Too Faced palette and just applying that on my cheekbones, taking it around my eyebrow. I basically like to highlight my entire face, take it down my nose, chin, and boom, that is it for the face. I am then taking a nude lip liner from NYX. I will have the exact shade in the description box below. And I'm just lining my lips. I'm not overlining or anything, just following my natural lip line. And then I'm going to go in with a nude lip gloss from NYX as well, and this will just give me a nice nude glossy lip. That's it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video.